now, I'm in a special place of tender warm embrace where I am now. Where I am now, a memory
Good morning.
open
We
doors
are here,
where I
and I tell you what, it's a beautiful day. I'm Yolanda Hinton, host of FYI Morning Show Live, here with co-host Edward Everett, aka Mr. E. Mr. E, what it do?
Have
How
a
are
pleasant good
you?
morning. Get married, get married, get married. That's my Tyler Perry, my dear voice. And a pleasant get married to you. What a beautiful day it's going to be. Weatherman said it's going to be in the 50, 58 today. And yesterday was a twitch in the weather you wouldn't believe that it went all the way down to the 20s. When I got up this morning, had more frost on the window that you can shake a stick at. So I had to turn the heat back on last night. I had to turn it back on. So I want to say good morning to you. Put your seatbelts on and get ready for one of the greatest shows in the whole wide world.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, yesterday and the day before, we felt like we were in the spring. But yesterday afternoon, evening, if it didn't plunge down to the lowest, I think we went down into the 30s. By the time we woke up this morning, it was 38 here in my city. And I tell you what, that's a big difference. But hopefully, like Mr. E said, we got to get something like mid 50s, maybe close to 60s. We're hoping for, a really nice day. The sun being out is just enough for me, Mr. E. So hopefully this is going to be a day where it warms up just a little, and then later on, as we go into the week, we'll get a little bit more sunshine. And not too much rain. But I tell you what, it is FYI Fun Friday. I want to welcome all our listeners, our viewers, Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Woo. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
That's right. You promise?
We promise, and especially if you go over to our YouTube channel at Crystal Records One, CRISTO Records One, or the newest at FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton. Those that are not on TikTok and want to follow us on TikTok, make sure you go to Y Hinton, YHINTON, and follow us. We will follow you back. Promise. So
Promise.
I tell you what, it is a lovely, fun Friday, Mr. E. A fun Friday. It's the weekend. Are you ready?
I'm ready for the weekend. I am totally ready for the weekend. And well, I got paid last weekend. A weekend after that, I got paid. So I'm ready.
That's good. It's always good to look, get paid, and you can go home, relax, or do some things, or spend some of that money. I tell you what, I always like the weekend because it's freedom to kind of do a little bit more than you do during the week. You know, you got to work during the week, you got things, a business you got to do during the week, and the weekend is kind of like yours. So I really love that. You know, some people still have to work during the weekend, Mr. E. That's hopefully they get that chance during the week to be off. But the weekend is definitely a joy. A lot of people are like, yes, I don't have to be bothered. I can put the work down and I can do my thing.
That's right. A lot of people are still working even on the weekend. You got to find some stuff around the house that you couldn't do through the week. So your
Around the
work,
house, I still work, Mr. E.
your work ain't never over with.
Mr. E isn't always stay in the work zone.
Your work is never over. You got to continue to do this. You got a honey-do list to do that. You got this and that to do. So, hey, but it's relaxing and it's what you chose to do.
Well, if I'm not doing real important business, I have a sign that says off for the weekend. Closed. No, closed. CLOSED. Closed for the weekend. But nevertheless, it is Fun Friday, and we are still in this month of March celebrating our Women's History Month. We want to say happy International Women's Month, History Month to all you beautiful ladies out there. And this is our FYI not Wednesday, but our Fun for Friday segment. What's in your closet? Issues concerning women. But before we do that, Mr. E, we got the current job list.
That's right. We got the current job listing. If you know that you need a job or you know of someone that needs a job, you need to tell them where they can go and get a job. Listen, Egerton is looking for a BIS unit coordinator, a case manager, a development coordinator, and also Prime Plus Senior Center is looking for a facial analyst.
Yes, the global church developer. They need an event coordinator and Food Bank of Southeastern Virginia and the Eastern Shore. They need director of partner agency services, grants impact manager, and Mr. E for
For
kids.
kids, that's right. For kids, need an outreach specialist, an intake specialist, eviction prevention specialist, and a family wellness specialist. Eviction specialist? Wow.
Wow. Oh, anyway, Virginia Museum of Contemporary Art, they need a visitor experience manager. The General Douglas MacArthur Foundation, they need a development manager. Did I say that right? The Museum of Contemporary Art Visitor Experience Manager and the General Douglas MacArthur Center still around.
That
Uh,
well, the MacArthur Center is not around.
Not the mall,
The
but
General
the
Douglas,
General Douglas.
he's around. His memorial is still there in downtown Norfolk. The Norfolk Naval Shipyard, they got a job fair going on, and the Civic Leadership Institute is looking for a director of alumni engagement.
All right, Food Bank of Southeastern Virginia and the Eastern Shore, they need grants and impact manager, partner support coordinator. Uh, this is
And the
donor
Scouts
relations. Is this a different one? The Scouting American Tidewater Council, they need a donor relations and endowment coordinator.
International Corporational Ministries looking for a digital experience manager, and Make a Wish Foundation of
Hmm.
the Greater Virginia is looking for a regional development director.
Paying $75,000 annually at that. We
That's
have the
right.
United Way of Southampton Roads. They need a vice president of finance, and also Virginia Beach SPCA. They need a graphic designer.
And Suffolk Public Library looking for got a part-time position with a library associate, and the Norfolk Public Library looking for an outreach ambassador, a school outreach controller worker, and the
And the
agent.
aging is needing a business analyst, that's veteran directed care program, mechanics assistant. They need an enrollment specialist, veteran directed care program, and the Virginia Living Museum, they need an exhibits technician.
And don't forget, if you need a job, go down to Harry Teeter's, go to McDonald's, Hardee's. Make sure you go down to United Postal Workers. Make sure you go to Federal Express and to Norfolk International Airport. Listen, if you have been incarcerated and you say you don't need a job, you can't get a job because you've been incarcerated, that's a LIE. That's a story. That's not true. You know, they have programs set around, set aside all around this 757 for those who have been incarcerated. They know, like everybody else know, you got to pay your fines and pay your bills like everybody else. So listen,
Yes,
go to these places like Home Depot, go to Lowe's, go to Ace Hardware, go to these places and get you a job. Summer is coming around the corner. Then they have what they call a special program for different places, summer programs that you can be a part of. Go and get you a job or start your own. Get your lawnmower, a weed eater, and go around in the community with your wagon, pulling it, say,
Yes,
I cut grass.
absolutely. Absolutely. Want to say good morning to Joyce, 530, I believe. Lady Swagger, how are you, Lady Swagger? Hope you're doing good. So many that are on Facebook Live, Sheila Robbins, and we just thank you all for joining us. Thank you for your support. Over here on Instagram, we have OBISTAGGA. So many folk is chiming in, and we want to say thank you again. But this is our Wednesday segment, not Wednesday. I keep saying Wednesday because I got Wednesday on this paper, but this is our Fun Friday segment, women's issues, and we are highlighting and giving tribute to ladies throughout this whole month. Today, Mr. E, we're going to focus and give tribute to those that have served in the military, women that have served. Mr. E, before we do that, can you just mention about something that happened, a crisis in our city, one of our cities here in Hampton Roads? There was a terrible, terrible thing that
Shooting.
happened, and it was a pow pow. It was, they say it is probably associated with some of the things that are happening. But right here, what happened in a small,
In the 757 the other day, there was a shooting at the Old Dominion University where two people got killed and one got wounded. We want to thank God. We want to thank the Old Dominion University ROTC for the job they done with the well done job of capturing the gentleman that was doing the shooting. Remind you that the gentleman that doing the shooting, he was a part of ISIS. He was a crisis, also a part of um, getting this mission done. He wanted to. Just got
well,
out of incarceration, and then he turned around and said he did this in for Allah.
well,
Allah.
this is what has been reported.
Yes.
Allegedly, we don't have all the facts. They the news definitely. You all keep up with the news because it went national. So you all kind of keep up with what the everything happened, how it happened, who did it, why they did it. They're still investigating, so we don't want to act like we know, a whole lot, but we do know what the news have been reporting. And one died, professor died at Old Dominion University, and two were injured. Just like Mr. E said, the ROTC he was in that particular space, and they handled it, Mr. E. They handled what had to be handled, and like I said, it's still under investigation, and the news will definitely give us the tea. We'll come back. And the reason I mentioned it, I wanted to solicit prayer for the victims and their family. We know a few people that were affected by this incident, that goes to college or work at the college or associated in some way with the college. And so we solicit prayers. People are really hurt. And we've got to, find out how we can keep our schools, our colleges, everywhere we go more safer because we're living in a really dangerous time, perilous time. So pray for those that have been affected by this crisis. So, Mr. E, yeah, we're going on, and we're going to talk about women in the military, and it is wow. It is something to behold. I love talking about women in the military because my mother, my aunt, and they were in the military. I have pictures of them. We have pictures of them in the military, and they served. They look well. They serve well. But we're going to talk about first of all women in the military, and they officially began enlisting in the U.S. military with the establishment of the Army Nurse Corps in 1901. Though they served unofficially in combat and support roles for centuries prior. Women were in the military, but officially they began enlisting in 1901. Again, it really intrigues me because my mom and my grandma, not my mom, but my aunt and my grandmother were nurses in the military. And I think it's a really marvelous thing. It says the Women's Armed Services Integration Act of 1948 later granted them permanent status in all branches. It wasn't just the Army. All across the board, women were able to enlist in the military. Mr. E, what do you think about that? Do you know any laid women or grandmas or aunties and back in the day that were in the military?
I don't know any personal people that was in the military, especially women, but I know that women make up about 17% to 18% of the U.S. Armed Forces. And, and I appreciate all that they have done for World War II, World War III, World War IV, whatever position that they played, whatever role that they played, we are thankful. We are thankful for all the women that participate in the military.
Yes. Today we're going to talk about a specific group of women, and it is the 688th Battalion, the 6888. And the 6888 was a predominantly Black, multi ethnic battalion of the U.S. Women's Army Corps that managed the postal services. The 6888 had 855 women and was led by Major Charity Adams. It was the only Black and multi ethnic U.S. Women's Army Corps unit sent overseas during World War II. The group motto was "No male, low morale." The battalion was organized into 5 companies, headquarters and companies A, B, C, and D. Most of the 688 worked as postal clerks, but others were cooks, mechanics, and held other support positions. So that the 6888 was a self-sufficient unit. Mr. E, what intrigued me about this story, I first saw this story, Tyler Perry actually on Netflix did a story about the 6888, and it was absolutely inspiring and a story that I had not heard until he made it known to us on this movie. Tell us when did you discover that there was a 6888?
When you look at the 6888, they come from a WAC, a white corps. This simple Triple H was nicknamed the 688 Central Postal Director Battalion, the first and only all-black woman Army Corps unit that served overseas during World War II and consisted of 855 women that was taking task with sorts of 2 year backlog of 17 million pieces of mail in Europe. That means that the mail wasn't getting to where it's supposed to go, so they had to have somebody to go and sort the mail. They had to have, and somebody had to go. So they sent the 688 Central Post Office Direction. Their mission and their mentor was deploy in 1945 in Belgium, England, and later France. Their mission was to fix the broken military mail system operating under the mentor no mail, low morale. No mail, low morale.
Absolutely.
Their work 24/7 in 3 shifts to clear the backlog of mail, often proceed 65,000 pieces per shift. So the triple. When you look at the 6888, there's only 2 or 3 of them are still alive today.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
when you look at them, you see that this unit, this African American Black unit that went over there, worked around the clock to sort out the mail so that the men and women in the United States Army would receive their mail. The motto, I like their motto,
Mhm.
no mail, low morale. Folks that know
Absolutely.
what's going on at home, so they don't feel like Jody, cause Jody got your girl and gone, and some of them were dear John letters. But hey, that low male, no male, low morale.
Absolutely. A lot of those letters were also, before a soldier died. They those things were stuck, and women received, or their families received, the mail. When these women were in overseas, they finally received mail from loved ones that had perished in the war. I really am inspired by this because it was like you said, a morale thing. It was hope. It was to be able to make that connection. These uh, soldiers were in serious war. Now, according to the story and the review on Tyler Perry's movie, it was where they actually wanted to go to war. It's really something I wanted to ask you because you've been in the military. What makes a soldier want to really get in? What makes a person want to go to war and get in the fight? It showed that they wanted to get in the fight. They didn't really want to do the mail. They wanted to go over there and get in the fight. What makes people want to enlist and go and get in the fight, Mr. E?
I think it all stems from your basic training. When you join the military and you join the United States Army, they tell you at the beginning that you're going to represent the whole wide world,
Yes.
that you're going to fight for your country, that you're going to be the hero of the day. When you in basic training, they're preparing you. They're preparing you for battle. They get you all in shape. Some folks who came in the military was flabby and couldn't run 2-3 miles. So they getting you prepared mentally and physically to defend your country, to defend and fight for your home front, for people back at home, for your country, for your family members. That now that they put the whole world on your shoulder and tell you go get. So what makes a man or woman is dedicating themselves to fight in the military is because they get that inspiration from basic training. They brain you. Well, I'm telling you, they'll brainwash you. They make you think that you are the one. So hey, that's what
They
it is.
they put it in you that this is a good cause. There is
This
a
is a
cause.
good call.
Going into the military, fighting for your country is a good cause. Now you know the risk because there's a possibility of going to war,
That's right.
and so you've got to wrap your mind around that. This could be the end of me, or this could be something that I can retire from after war, or this is something I can last through. So they said that the six triple eight, actually some of them wanted to go into the fight,
Yeah.
and but they found themselves in another cause, and that is to continue to make that connection between those soldiers and their families and things like that. The conditions, though, you guys, weren't all that great. They brought them over there, and you would think, they would be treated well, but their quarters were under par. They would treat it still. It was sexism and racism still in those conditions. It is something. How can you go to war, Mr. E? Answer this question because I'm asking you because you've been to war. How is it when you go to war with your fellow Americans that there's racism there? You
Well,
all
see, you still got to psychologically psych your mind up for you going to want to come back home. You already dealing with racism, but before you go into war, before you join the basic training, you're already aware that while you in basic training, you seen folks from Iowa, never seen when I was there. You seen folks from Iowa, Idaho, never seen a black man in their life, and then you hear stereotypeness of what a black man is, that he's a monkey, he has a tail. You'd be surprised that what you hear while you in basic training with other folk, and that still carries on from not from the day to day to day. Every day you have to see
yeah,
that racism still do exist.
absolutely,
But
absolutely.
when you in battle, you got to psychologically say to your partner or say to the cat, I'm trying to make it back home. So if you want to play that racism game, this is not the place for you to be, because you can be just like one of them, put in a pine box and sent home.
Yes, well, the history is during World War II, Mr. E, there was a shortage of soldiers who could manage the postal service for the U.S. Army overseas. Mary McLeod Bethune worked to get the support of the First Lady, Eleanor Roosevelt, for a role for Black women in the war overseas. Black newspapers, too, challenged the U.S. Army to use Black women in meaningful Army jobs. We weren't just there to have a bucket and a broom and a mop. They wanted to do something meaningful, and they wanted to. If you're not going to let us fight, let us do something. And so Mary McLeod Bethune was very instrumental in that connection with the First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt to make it happen. The sailing, they had to sail overseas. Those weren't as favorable either. Those, the things that they had to ride in, the fast liner. But they managed to get there, and they had to actually march once they got there, Mr. E. Whether they was feeling good, feeling bad, they had to be soldiers, and that's the thing. It wasn't just, oh, we going here and we just going to do the mail. They were still soldiers. They had to march. They had to give an account to their higher ups. They had to, really do the job and portray a soldier in the military.
You know,
And
Miss Hinton,
so, go ahead.
Miss Hinton, when they put you in the military, they said for your country. You doing this
Uh-huh.
for your country. And then you take an oath and say that I'm doing this for my country. And then the consequences that you don't do for your country, you can be court-martialed, giving you an Article 15, kicked out the military, whatever, whatever. And when you started looking at movie pictures and you see them saying court-martial, that means to me that was putting me in front of a firing squad and
Hmm.
shooting you cold-blooded. So that was, and then I learned it was just paperwork that kicked you out of the military. You listen to FYI Radio Show. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, is the host, and we're talking about the 6888 6888 Women's Corps, WAC, WACS, that they've been around for a long, long time, who will serve at the postal office in France and in England. So and don't forget to join us at every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And for more information, give us a call at 757-714-7861. Listen, it's off the chain. So don't forget that we are talking about, this is one of the greatest shows you'll ever see. Miss Hinton, when I began to look at the history of the Triple Eight, the six Triple Eight, I found out in 2025 that reports celebrate a one woman by the name of Fannie McCloud Clendon, who was 104
Yes.
years old, as the last surviving member. Miss Fannie McLeod in 2025 was the last, in August 2025, at 104 years old, was the last surviving member. When you begin to look at that, and they said no male, low morale, they want to keep the men and women that served in the military, they want to keep them on high octane. They are high up there. They want their minds to be sharp. They want them to be able to do what they're supposed to do when
Hmm.
you're at war. See, when your mind is clouded, you can't see your enemy. You don't know what to do when your mind is clouded. So they want you to have a sober mind. They want you to be a sober-minded person, and they want you to continue to be able to focus.
They actually did a 6-month job in 3 months. They were working and they had a strategy and they knew what they were doing. The thing about it, that job is done. They come back from overseas and they're not recognized. They're not recognized. They're not, esteemed. They don't pull them up to say, look at what has done, look at the job that they have done. And so that's why we are so excited about being able to highlight and tribute the 6888 because it was a job well done. When you look, and I hope you all get a chance, it's still on Netflix. Tyler Perry produced and wrote this wonderful play along with others. And it is so inspirational, and it shows you how a job that somebody may think is just an ordinary job can mean much to others. It can make an impact. It can make history. Look at us talking about it now. Movies about these ladies, honors and medals and things like that. For a job, we know that the ordinary person could do it because if they could have done it, they would have done it. They wouldn't need these women. Those other soldiers that were there before them would have been able to do this job, but they weren't. It was a specific person, a specific group, battalion that was ready, and they had the gift to be able to do it. It was a gift. Why? Because they managed to accomplish the goal. Over 7 million letters and cards and things like that. A job that would take 6 months, they did it in 3. So we really want to commend those women. Ms. E said most of them have gone, they've passed away, but still, we're able to talk about those that have made an impact in our lives. Maybe women out here in the military, you may not think that, anybody is looking at your life or highlighting the things that you've done. Just being in the military, I give props to, and I say thank you for those that are serving, ladies that are serving in the military now, those that have been before you, those that are still here, and those that you will inspire, to be a part of our military. What it is a cause, it is a worthy cause that there are people that are willing to serve and lay down their lives. Just a minute ago, we talked about how, that's one of the things that you have to keep in mind. Everything is not always going to be hunky-dory. There are going to be times of war, just like we're living in right now. Soldiers, women, men are laying down their lives right now for our country. And so, we may not agree with everything that's going on and how it's going on, but keep in mind of those that are serving. Keep in mind that they have families. Keep in mind that they have loved ones that want them to be in the military fight, but to come back. And so we honor you all that are serving. Ladies, keep doing what you're doing. There are many challenges for women in the military. Still, they deal with racism, they still sexism, the pay. They have to still fight for certain things in the military, and so not only do they have to think about, possibly going into war, possibly losing their lives, possibly things happening, and being away from their family, but they got to deal with issues like the ladies from the 6888 did. You would think, oh, I'm here, we're all together, oh, but you still have that element of racism and sexism and all that other stuff. Mr. E said these things were happening before going to the military. People bring that same thread with them. You would think that, they will all be in a mindset of, hey, we have to stick together. But, people bring what they are with them. And so if you're a person that just want to be abusive and sexist or, just a person that just don't want to treat people fair, you're bringing that with you. And it's not a place for it because this is a serious thing and a serious job that has to take place. But this is what women have to fight still in 2026. So we honor you all, those that have come before us, the 6888 that have did a job that helped people to feel good, feel hopeful, to have that connection with families. And to, when you're in war, you need someone to lift you up. And so that's why the male was so important. You had to still encourage your loved one. You're in a time of war, but you need to stay positive. We still love you. We still praying for you. And we want to continue to keep that connection so you can survive in times of war and in the military. So again, thank you all those that have supported us through the military. Ladies, we thank you. Well, hello there, Winnie. How are you? It's good to see you here on TikTok. All you all that are on, what a blessing to see you up here. Um, just thank you so much for your support for FYI and what we're doing here. We will continue to do our shows. We will continue to give you the best. We will be here to motivate you and inspire you to rise above mere survival and find success for each one of us. This is what we have to do. We have to continue to encourage you to move on, to fight on, whether you're in the military or not. We have so many different challenges and things like that, and we want to make sure we're bringing you great speakers, we're bringing you great information, we're inspiring you to, do what's best. We were just talking about the vote the other day, and I see more and more on the airwaves and social media about this thing that's happening to us in the Hampton Roads area, where our governor is letting us know that we have to keep in mind that we have to vote yes. Those that are in the Democratic Party, those that are independent, or even Republicans, vote yes to make sure that this map is an even map where people are able to vote and have a chance to see their party, gain the seats that they need. And so we are, we have been talking about the vote. We have been talking about the fact that it should be fairness. The redistricting, Virginia redistricting amendment, we talked about that the other day. I'm not going to go back over it, but we want to make sure you all know that the time to go to vote is now. And I believe on the 21st, you are going to be able to see the results of what's going on in the state of Virginia. We have some great upcoming shows. I wanted to remind you, talking about continuing our Women's Month and just highlighting different women that have done great things, or groups of women that have done great things. We're going to have a great guest, Miss Darlene Washington Sparks. She's with Portsmouth Volunteers for the Homeless. Yes, we're going to talk about homeless, because guess what? There are women that are homeless. But there are women also that head organizations or are part of organizations that help women that are homeless. They help people that are homeless, but we're talking about women now, and that's going to be the subject matter when she comes on next Friday. I want you all to tune in at 9:30 a.m. She's going to be in to talk about help for the homeless women. And usually when we see homeless women, they're homeless children, homeless families. And so, a lot of people, some people feel as though homelessness is like somebody under a bum under a bridge or something. They do. I've talked to people, and that's what their homelessness to them. They don't understand that homelessness now is families. They're women. They're people that work but don't have a home. They're people that's living in cars, living with relatives, living anywhere they can live, and they are considered homeless. So she's going to be on, Miss Darlene Washington Sparks, to talk to us the status of what's going on. They had an initiative here in Virginia, I know in the Hampton Roads area and different cities, that they would get rid of homelessness in a certain amount of time. Don't you know? When I heard that a few years back, don't you know the population of homelessness had just gone off the roof here in the Hampton Roads area. And so, that's something that we have to address and do something about. If you know organizations that are helping those that are homeless, please make sure you support these organizations. Make sure you do something. Make sure you give something that you don't need that people could wear. Or I remember a few years ago, we had our Young Women Achievement Success Program gave blankets to homeless shelters. We collected blankets. And so make sure you do something to support homelessness, people on the streets. Like I said, women, they're out there. They're out there. I met a young lady the other day, and she was homeless. She was in the streets, and then somebody had the nerve to be trafficking her. She was in the streets to get money for that person that was trafficking her out here in this area. It's a big thing here in this area, especially we have our resort area, Virginia Beach area, the ocean front, and they say the numbers are just staggering. Of those that are out there being trafficked. So we've got a big problem. We've got to help to remedy these things. I'm hoping that the city is still having those initiatives. I hope they're not just overwhelmed and have given up because, like I said, there are more now than I have ever seen. Hello, Henny West. I think that's your name. Good to see you, viewers. Plenty of viewers that have joined us. Mark Howard, all those that are on these different platforms. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your support. We're also going to have Jason Baker. He's going to be here on the 25th. Cryptocurrency, money, and more. We need to know more about money, about cryptocurrency, because I believe that it is here to stay. A lot of people don't know a lot about it. They see people investing, people talking about it, companies coming up, scammers, all kind of things. But we hope he will give us a better understanding in his point of view of what it takes to learn a little bit more about cryptocurrency. And maybe you want to dabble in investing in cryptocurrency. But even putting that aside, money is an important subject because people are still struggling in this day and time to make ends meet. They're still fighting for better jobs, equal pay, higher pay. They're trying to balance, and that's where we come in talking about stewardship. Stewarding and managing money. Some people are not good money managers. Let's just tell it like it is. Hello, King's daughter. How are you? Good to see you. So there are people that don't know how to manage their money. They have the opportunity to have a good job. They have an opportunity to make good money. They have the opportunity to get the best, but there's something that's happening to some folk wherein they find themselves in a hole, even with a good job. And then there's some that don't have opportunity to make better money, to get in places where they can, live a decent life. They not as privileged as others, and they don't know how to manage the little. And so they don't know how to grow their money. And so cryptocurrency, money, and more, we're going to be talking about that, how you can learn how to work with your money, grow your money, manage your money, invest your money, because that is important, especially in an economy like we have now. I'm telling you, we don't know what is going to happen. We just went through a pandemic a few years back, people losing their jobs, people dying. You just don't know when things will change. Things might be good, hunky-dory and everything. Oh, I'm living the life. And all of a sudden something may crash or something may happen, or you may have something like a pandemic that comes, a war or something. And it changed the tides. It changes things. Wherein now it's like, what are we going to do? I found myself in the big house. Now I'm in the soup line. I'm in the soup line. So we got to be careful. We got to be mindful. We have to steward and we've got to prepare for these times. Um, we will continue with our men's issues. We usually do that on Wednesday. We're going to be doing a lot to push the vote in this until we get to, um, especially in Virginia. There are primaries going on all over the place. So we're going to push the vote. It's important to vote. We talked about that on Wednesday. Make sure you are, qualified. Make sure you are registered. Make sure you have your ID, because some people are trying to pull a fast one, trying to make it hard, suppressing the vote and disenfranchising folk. It's a shame you just can't go to the polls and cast your vote. It's so many tricks. We talked about it on Wednesday, where there's a mailer going out in the Virginia area where someone, and we named that person, and he don't mind him being named, but he put out a mailer that had a lot of Jim Crow images. They had things like Trump up there, people, going through hard times in a certain era, and you would say no. They want you to say no to the vote. And so instead of saying no, you have to vote yes, especially if you want to see things on an even level. If you're a Democrat or someone that wants change in our Virginia area. We don't want to go back. We don't want to be fooled. That's the thing. We don't want trickery. Give us information, inform us, but don't try to trick us. You sending out a mailer that you would be appalled at, and so you say, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm automatically going to vote no. But if you're in the Democratic Party or independent or just someone that want things to be fair in the state of Virginia, you will vote yes. You will vote yes. So we're going to continue to send that message out. And as we get closer and closer to the midterms, we're going to be talking about that vote. It, because these midterms, whew. But I'm trying to tell you all, make sure you understand, keep your eyes open and your ears open for the tricks. Because you got folk, you got leaders, you got folk that are out here want to trick you to get your vote. Why do we have to be tricked? Don't trick us. Just tell us what it is. Tell us what the issues are. Help us to understand what's going on so we can make a sound decision. We are not looking to be tricked by nobody. So I'm telling you, we'll be talking about that more, bringing information and informing you all about the things that are going on in the political realm and with the vote. Fun Friday, okay? We're going to have a good time on Fun Friday, and our women's segment, we'll continue to just give you more information and some tea on what things are happening, what women are doing, so on and so forth. Monday is our Monday Sports Talk. You all make sure you all are keeping up with the NBA, because we're highlighting the NBA. We're going to be also talking about the WNBA, and because it is National Women's Month, we'll be talking about women in sports as well, and some of the achievements from women all over the world. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Please, you can go to Y Hinton anywhere, or you can go to FYI mostly everywhere. Edward Everett, you can go to Facebook on his page, Instagram. Those platforms, every platform, Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you can find us. Please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Yes, make sure you follow us and we will follow you back. So this has been a wonderful, wonderful Friday. It's just the beginning. On Fridays, I get to get up, get myself out there just to do some fun things for myself, do a little pampering, and hopefully you all are going to do the same. Miss Anita Blow, how are you? Miss Anita Blow is a beautiful singer. She's just a beautiful person. I see her quite often on social media. Y'all can go to her page, Anita Blow, BLOW. Check her out. Check out her page and everything. Henny Man is up here. Let's see, who else? Let me see if I can go to Instagram real quick. You know, all these different pages I got to try to manipulate, maneuver, and all that at once. But yeah, we have a lot of folk over here. Some I can't see. Again, let me see. Um, oh wow, I can't. Let's see, Jaquita. How are you? Is up here. Joyce, hello. Um, Quite a few people on with us. And I say again, thank you so much. So, look, we're looking forward to seeing you, looking forward to talking with you all. See you for Monday Sports Talk and FYI After Dark. If you all are interested in being a special guest sponsor, intern with FYI Radio Show, let us know. Let us know by inboxing us or by emailing FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. That's FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. And hi, Caleb. I think it's Caleb. I'm not sure. C-Dub. It's C-Dub. How you doing, C-Dub? Make sure you inbox us. Let us know you want to be a special guest, intern, or sponsor of FYI Radio Show. And we want to hear what you have to say. Anything that you have special for our audience, anything that will inspire and encourage and excite our audience, anything that can inform our audience, FYI, for your information, any kind of information that we can bring to our communities and to our state, our world. We want to do that. So we ask that you participate, ask that you be a special guest. If you have something that can really, really help us to bring a message of hope, please inbox us wherever you are, whatever platform you're on, or FYI Radio Show live at gmail.com. And also, you can call 757-714-7861. That's 757-714-7861. Make sure you reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. If you have any suggestions or anything for better shows, if you say, well, look, hey, that's fine talking about politics and this, that, but can y'all give us a little more tea or a little more gossip or a little something? We have a serving that tea segment, and we'll be serving tea. I think our tea is going to be served more on our FYI Monday night show, our podcast there. So, if you're looking for tea and all that kind of good stuff, you need to join us on Monday evenings at 6 p.m. and let us serve a little tea of what's going on everywhere, actually. What's going on, what people are interested in hearing, talking. Some people want things to be laid back, nice and easy. Let's just key and have a good time. I don't want to get too serious. So we can do that on our FYI After Dark. Some serious things about relationships and love thing, and we can talk about a whole lot of stuff, that you all want to talk about, celebrity news and everything. So we can do all that. We can do all that, but we definitely are going to bring FYI to inspire and motivate you all with some good things that help you to rise above and to be all that you can be and live the life that you want to live. We bought this segment because we want to inspire you to just celebrate what you do. Whether you think it's big or small, celebrate yourself. A lot of people say, well, I'm not on the big stage, I'm not popular, but what you do, sometimes you never know who you reach and touch, who you inspire, and who you can help when you do the job that you do. Don't let nobody say, well, your job don't matter, you don't matter, you matter. And we want you all to know it. So we brought this review or the information about the 6888. I hope you all get a chance, if you're on Netflix, if you have Netflix, to go and see it. It's still there. Tyler Perry what displayed to us, and it is a very good, rewarding. It's just to see what people go through and how they overcome. They go from despair to triumph. It's really a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, listen, Fun Friday. Make sure you all go out and have a wonderful Fun Friday. We're going to see you back here on Monday, and be blessed. Look, be mindful of where you are, because there are so many things happening that people, danger as well. So be mindful of where you are. Make sure you're not just looking in your phone, because you don't want to be caught unaware. So make sure you all are prayerful, you all are watching, and being observant as you go and come. So look, be blessed. I'll see you soon. I see TikTok is about to leave us. And so we're going to say goodbye to TikTok. And we will see you TikTok on Monday. In the meantime, TikTok acts like it does not want to go. All right. See you later, TikTok. Okay. And yeah, so we're thankful for those that have been on TikTok. We're going to see you all. Have a blessed and wonderful week.
He brought me out and I'm praising.